day, I speak your name, girl. But will the goddess speak it back? Normally, it would be the mother who declares, if you had one. The whole village would attend, and matriarchs perform the ritual. But we are outcasts. Even so, we keep the tribe's rituals.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2
We
3.
might become like the faithless old ones, who turned their backs on the goddess. But their wickedness doomed them. To us,
Alright,
left the splendors.
hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Angry Wookiee Show. I am your host, Angry Wookiee, or you can just call me Wookiee or Ryan, which is ever more comfortable for you. So, last time, I know that the last stream was kind of short, but yeah, turn this down a little bit. I know the last stream was pretty short. I wanted to get my God of War review out there. I was planning on doing some gameplay of this game, but as things turned out, I was not able to do that. So, I went through, and I gotta say, I'm willing to do all this stuff for you guys. Whew. Watching the E3 coverage, oh my. Even though I love it, it has rocked me asleep. I go to bed. I get off work. I would get off work at 3 a.m. I wouldn't go to bed until like 10:30 because by the time I wake up, there's just not enough time. I have to cook dinner and whatnot. So I've compiled my list. I'm going to be talking about the games I've seen at E3. No, I am not covering every single one at E3.
No, off your knees. It's nearly time.
And there are some games I will mention and why I will not play them. But
Bless the naming.
Have not 6 months gone by since we entrusted her to you?
But we are outcasts.
But let's get
You
right
by
down.
choice. And she, well,
Where are my
I'm
manners?
matriarch Rost.
I hope you guys
Bless
are
who I
all, I think I've already said it, but I hope you guys are really having a
Yes,
great
now
day
go
today.
and be ready to
I
declare.
mean, it's Friday. It's usually everyone's day off. So, this year,
This child
there is
needs a
so
name
much
by
hype
which
at this
to
year's
know her.
E3.
That your
I
love
really
may
wish I
warm
could have
her
gone.
life as the rising sun warms
Sadly,
all
I
the
don't have
earth.
the money.
Speak her name.
Maybe one day, maybe one year, I'll be able to go. Maybe this Wookiee will eventually, get aboard the Millennium Falcon, and okay, I know
so
there's
her
no plane
name
that's called
is
the Millennium Falcon, but
blessed.
a Wookiee can dream, you know. So,
What have you done? I've blessed the naming of a child.
Stubborn woman, you call that curse a child? What did she tell you about his birth, outcast? Answer!
I've done only what you asked.
To raise it, yes. We said nothing of love.
Enough.
And you, blessing its name like it was one of
I
the
know
Nora,
my duty
one of
to
the
them.
tribe.
And to you.
Without consultation.
I'm here. And wherever you go, I will follow.
I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by this cutscene. Anyway, let's get right down to it. A lot of hype, a lot of good things about this year's E3. We haven't heard much about the technology. I've heard rumors that there's plans for the. Well, we already know that the PS5 is in the works. Introducing the first one, whatever. We all know that the PS5 and the new Xbox is going to be coming out, but I don't think it's going to come out for probably a while, because if you think about it, the PlayStation just got I guess you could say a redo, a I wouldn't say a redo, but it got an enhancement, or I don't know. We got the PS4 Pro, which has more memory. About all I know is more memory. The Xbox One X, I think, has a terabyte. So I don't think we're going to be getting a new console just yet. I think we'll be like at least maybe like 3-4 years before we get a new console. Hey Ace, hello. Say hello to the peoples. Let's go and say hello. So guys, you guys are new to my channel. This is my little lovely, my faithful little co-host over here. He's with me always on my streams. You guys may not always see him, but he's always here. I'm actually glad you're actually able to see him while I'm talking about E3. So let's get down to the first game on my list. No, to answer that your question, no, we will not be having any gameplay until we get done with my list and the conversation, because I personally want to be immersed in this game. I don't want to take from any gameplay. I don't want to get distracted like I was getting distracted in that cutscene. And this is my first time playing this game, so I don't want to miss anything, you know. So, first one is Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I did a bit of research even past E3. What was revealed at E3 was, from what I understand from the developers, is it's going to be a first-person, kind of like shooter game, but it's not just going to be shooter. You can, I guess you can like wield some kind of melee or pipe, and just kind of go in there like Elder Scrolls in a way. If you guys remember like Elder Scrolls, where you have your two hands in front of you like for your spells, and then you go like this for your sword. So I'm guessing that's kind of what the combat system is going to be like. We'll have to see. I usually don't judge too much graphics, because from what I saw, it was more like a trailer than was actual gameplay. So I'm going to say good graphics, but I'm going to have to hold off on that for a bit until I see like a gameplay footage. I couldn't find any gameplay footage anywhere on YouTube or elsewhere. So these are coming from the words of the developer himself. He says deep progression. I'll get to that in a little bit. Like, my notes are kind of jumbled because I was writing down exactly what they were saying as they said it. So let's just skip to the progression for a second. So you get to choose a male and female. I don't know how intensive the character creator is going to be. But this is a CD Projekt Red title. So I'm gonna say the whole character creator is probably gonna be up pretty on par. Now, is it gonna be like you can spend 140 like 40 hours or something like that on a character? Probably. There's gonna be people who can do that. Me, I just usually try to get him somewhere the character way I like, and I go. Let's see. So, one thing that intrigued me is when they said character or backstory. You can pretty much choose your own backstory. And that kind of reminded me of Mass Effect a little bit. If you guys remember, like, the first Mass Effect, if you haven't played it, well, if you have, I think everyone, a lot of people have played Mass Effect, and I've played it on my channel, so you guys who have followed my channel probably have seen it at some point. You can create your own, you can choose your own character's backstory. Excuse me. You can choose between war hero, renegade, or something like that. Kind of like you were a spacer, or you were born on Earth, or you were a drifter, or something like that. I'm gonna feel that we're gonna get something similar to that. We'll have to see. So they said there was no classes in this game, like how you would choose a warlock or a warrior or a rogue or archer, anything like that. They say there's no classes. So I'm interested to see how that plays out. Well, wait, I'm sorry. There is no classes at the start of the game. Sorry. And they said that the story is very Blade Runner-esque, like a noir. I'm not thinking it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be like kind of like in the setting of kind of like a Blade Runner-esque theme. So I love Blade Runner. I love the movie. I haven't watched the new one yet, so no spoilers, please. Let's see. Let's go a little further in. So there's going to be a day and night cycle. Characters from, I guess, the first game, which is Cyberpunk 2020, make appearances in this game. I don't know exactly. I've never played a Cyberpunk game, so I can't speak to that effect. Let's see. Okay, so this is where I was talking about classes. So as you progress through the story, you can choose your class, and it looks like there's like numerous classes. I don't know the specifics, because the guy was saying that you can choose, like, I guess either would be like your functional classes, kind of like how Division has. There are certain classes you can choose, and he said you never log behind. You can't just say, well, I want to be a tech, and you just go through the progression path of a tech. Nope. You can choose to go like a little bit into the tech and then go over to one of the other classes, which is, from what I understand, is tech, tech, solo, and I'm wondering what a solo is. I'm thinking like a kind of like a berserker in some way. That, you know, it stays in the title, solo. You know, kind of a solo player, lone wolf. Netrunner. Now, when I heard Netrunner, the first thing that popped into my head was The Matrix. Then I started thinking about gameplay. And if you guys played, if you guys are Final Fantasy fans, you guys probably know what I'm talking about in this reference. There's a character in that game where she puts on this helmet and she basically becomes part of the net. She is the net in a way. She can, well, I wouldn't say she is the net, but she can use her mind, like kind of astral project her, digitize herself into that network. So I'm guessing that's what a netrunner is. They can go inside the net itself and, you know, hack and you know, kind of be virtual reality, kind of like in, you know, a better idea would be, even though I've never played it, damn, I can't remember the name of it now. Watch Dogs. Where it'll be kind of like that, where you can get virtualized in a way. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm probably going to be leveling into that one to see how it is. So we have a shooter. I'm guessing that's kind of like your sniper or your gunslinger class. Then you have a melee. The melee combat. They talked about melee combat is, like I said, I think I already covered that. Where melee combat is going to be like Skyrim, where you have like your two hands for your spells and your two hands on your sword or sword and shield. So definitely looking forward to that. There is no release date as of yet for Cyberpunk 2077. As I said, this is all the information I could derive from E3. I mean, we barely had any information before. I mean, we get a trailer, and then all we get from Twitter is beep, and then we get this, you know. So that's it for. Let's moving down. That's it for Cyberpunk 2077. I see I have a new viewer. Let's switch gears for a second. And I can't see your name, but hey, man, welcome to the Angry Wookiee Show. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'm hoping you're enjoying the show so far. So the next game, all we got was a trailer. No gameplay, so I'm not going to comment on graphics. But, you know, this game already delivers on graphics, so we can kind of have that trust there. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't hold it anymore. Doom Eternal. Looks freaking awesome. I can't wait to play it. Man, you guys saw me on my Halloween stream. I played the crap out of it. And I did struggle on it, so I like games that make me struggle. To the point of complete madness. You know? So all I know I can derive from the net and from YouTube is this is a sequel. This is not like some kind of mobilized game. This is not some kind of afterthought or anything like that. It is an actual sequel to Doom, the remake. And I said it's about time. Like we need our Doom, you know. We'll be releasing for all 4 platforms, which is PS4, PlayStation, Xbox, PC. That's 3. You know what? I said 4. I should have said 3. I don't know if they're coming out 4 on the Switch. So let's just say 3 for now. As of yet, there is no gameplay footage, yet GameStop says it'll be out next year on the 31st, just before New Year's. Release may change because this game just got announced at E3 this year, so keep that release date look at it with a grain of salt, guys. Now here's one. Excuse me. Now this game, I knew it was going to be at E3 this year, and I wish Hide Miyazaki could have made it to E3. I don't know if he was there or if he wasn't, or he just was on another booth or what, but the E3 I was watching, I think it was a market manager who was talking about it. And this game was teased last year at E3. It says Shadows Die Twice. We got an official name for it. Now I might butcher the name, so please forgive me. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. And my jaw automatically dropped when I saw that. I'm like, yes, yes, give it to me now. And I haven't followed all the From Software games, but I think this is like the real first like Souls-like title. I think. If you guys know Activision to release a Souls-like game with From Software, please let me know. But as far as I know, this is the first Souls-like title they have released with Activision. The graphics are absolutely beautiful. Which I should say goes without saying. If you look at all the From Software games to recent, Like even I have played Armored Core. Not much. Like my friends were into it. I tried getting into it. I just didn't understand it. So, but you have Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, and all the graphics on those were absolutely phenomenal. So you can trust within that genre, that right there, that the graphics are going to be well done. And I have like almost a paragraph of things I wanted to talk about. So it looks more. So moving on to point 2. The game itself looks more story-driven than we're used to, because if you remember in like all the stories, all the gameplay, games, not gameplay, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, all that. Okay, that's weird. All of that, we had to find out, find the story for ourselves. Weird. Anyway, we had to look at every item, every weapon, every shield, every armor. You know, we had to data mine all this stuff inside Dark Souls to get the story. It looks like we're kind of gonna be driven through the story. Like we're gonna know who the bad guy is. We're gonna know who this is. We're gonna know what's going on. Versus, you're some dude that woke up with his arm missing. Go kill shit. And since we're talking about story, it looks like the story itself is going to be more like, not the, I shouldn't say story, but the progression path is going to be more like Demon Souls, where you're not said, okay, you start here, you gotta go there, and finish line. It's pretty much, you start here, you can go here, but you want to go here, but you can't go here because there's a door there and you need a key. You need to go here, or, ooh, look, there's a dungeon, there's a dark cave. Let's go down there and see if something bites at my ass, you know. But the game kind of feels like, I don't know, like a Neo meets Ninja Gaiden feel to it. The reason I say Ninja Gaiden, because in Ninja Gaiden we had a lot of things we could do with as a ninja. Like we can jump on walls, we had more acrobatics, if that makes any sense. We had more agility and whatnot. Whereas in Neo, the reason I'm saying Neo is because of the swordplay. It definitely looks like we have very similar swordplay in between you know, how you deflect a weapon, and after you deflect you can go in for a counter strike. It looks like, and that's what I meant when I wrote it down. I said aggressive combat. It's going to be highly aggressive. It's going to be that, but it's also going to be tactical. So if you, and that's something I was just say. It also brings in from Neo, because Neo, if you make a mistake, ooh, you are going to pay for it. Like I was playing Neo just before I started this, and I got to a mission where I'm literally doing everything I possibly can, and boom, Nobunaga and his freaking Potsy, the Obsidian Samurai, just like lay me down and like, get out of here. Just give me the boot. So one of the abilities we're going to be getting with the arm is a grappling hook, which allows us to not just go grappling to enemies and allow us to do aerial attacks, but we're actually able to like use it to go across the map. You know, to reach point, go to point A to point B with the grappling hook. We have there's also a shield ability, so I think that's I don't know how that exactly works. Whether it's like you swap it for the axe or something like that, I don't know. But you pretty much pull it out, and it allows you to deflect an enemy's attack, and then go for a count. I don't know. It really looks cool. It reminds me of Legend of the Red Dragon. It's a Jet Li movie. It's really good. If you're into the cheesy martial arts movies. We also get firecrackers, which we can use to blind enemies or scare the horse to knock the other guy off or something like that. Well, that looks cool. And then this comes from a YouTuber's video called, please forgive me if I mispronounce the name, Vita Vita. Good job for doing on his research. He showed that there was a cannon, and you do see a image of him having a cannon. We did not see any gameplay of that, so I'm going to say that is up in the air at this point, because there's just not much info about that. I recovered. It feels Souls-like. It definitely seems like it also draws from inspiration from some of the animes that I've come in, like Berserk. What else? Berserk. Ninja Scroll. You know, where it has that kind of like that stealth element to it. Did see in the gameplay there is stealth gameplay, whether it's only achievable through like when you die and resurrect. I don't know how that mechanic works. Okay, so earlier I did say may have PvP. And I said I really don't care, but the developers, I think it was yesterday, told us what was going to be. No online features. That means you can't summon. You got to get good. You can't PvP, and it means nobody control. So this is going to be a solo single player story game. I need to take another drink. My mouth is getting dry. So I'm actually liking the idea, and I also wish there was PvP. For one reason, I do enjoy PvP, but there are days I don't like it. There are days I just want to play the story. I just want to focus on myself. And I don't want to worry about somebody coming into my world and just, you know, like, I just beat this guy, you know. Like, I remember playing the DLC. I was just playing. I even had it turned off. This guy invades my world. I don't even know he's there. Comes up with the new DLC, you know, the big dual blades. Backstabs me, and then he goes shoo, before I can even heal. I'm like, yeah, good job, buddy. Now I said it may have a day or night cycle because it did look like it in the gameplay footage. Like we started out seeing a bit the sun in the zenith, I guess you can say, in the like it was noon, and then later in the game I saw the sun going down. Like later in the gameplay, I saw the sun going down. So there may be a day and night cycle. I don't know how that's going to work. Will release on multiple platforms: PS4, Xbox, and PC. We don't know much about the leveling up system, but they said it will be different. There will be a leveling system, but we don't. They're not wanted. I think what it was is they don't have the information. The guy didn't have the information, so he didn't want to say anything at E3. So that's up to interpretation. There will be checkpoints like bonfires or lamps in the game, but they just don't know what it is. Now they just don't know what they're gonna put in there. Now that was something very interesting, because I think in the trailer it said your hand is that of death itself. What I thought, maybe we have like altars that are connected to the Shinsengumi. Now, if you guys don't know what Shinsengumis are, I'll tell you. They're gods of death. Where instead of, the Grim Reaper, the big Grim Reaper guy, the guy with the dark cloak and the scythe. These are different. These are not just one Reaper. There are dozens of Reapers in Asian mythology. And these guys are the Grim Reapers. As I said, there's dozens of them. So I'm wondering if there's going to be a shrine to maybe one of the Shinsengumi. And they're the ones that save your progress. I don't know. I thought that might be a cool idea. Bonfires. The story definitely does look interesting. I am looking forward to playing it when it releases. As I said before, releases may change. Like you can look at GameStop, for instance. Anthem was said to release this year, and then it was pushed back, and then pushed back again. So take releases you see at GameStop with a grain of salt. But the one at GameStop right now is at 12/31/19. May change. We already discussed verticality with the arm. I believe the arm is called the Shinobi prosthetic. I did know, as I said, my notes are kind of jumbled because as I watched and I got more information. So the story is about you're either a ninja or a samurai who was in charge of guarding some lord, and you end up losing the fight, and you lose your arm, and your lord gets taken away. And now the story becomes you must fight your way back, fight your way to him, and fight your way to your enemy to take revenge against him taking your arm. They said you can learn about the world through eavesdropping. So when you can, I guess, sneak, or I don't know, there's going to be some kind of hub where you're going to hear people talk about the world, or enemies talking about the world. Kind of like in Halo, I guess you can say, like how the Covenant would say, if you weren't noticed, they would say certain things. Dark Souls Light. So there will, from what I understand, it's going to be like Dark Souls, where the world's interconnected in that regard. So you're not going to have to go to multiple areas. It's just all going to be interconnected. Kind of like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, how the whole world's interconnected. Definitely a lack of hand holding, which is normal for these games. I think unless you play Armored Core, but like I said, it's been a long time since I've played that game. So here's this was where I said the confusion for the release date was kind of weird. This one, you know, it's on the website GameStop 12/31/19, and then it says early 2019, which early 2019 would be January, February, March, April, or May. As I said, take release dates with a grain of salt. So, moving down the list, we got Division 2. Now, this one, when I first heard about it, I had mixed feelings. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the first Division. One second, guys. Sorry. Where was that? Division. So, the Division is a good game if you don't mind grinding. It is much better than Destiny because you don't have to waste time with engrams. Like, I was in a freaking conversation about Destiny. You know what? Screw it. You're not talking about Destiny right now. We're talking about Division. I mean, despite the game's faults, it still was a pretty good game. It had, although I felt the game kind of was small. If that makes any sense to you. Hi, Ace. Do you have anything you want to contribute to this conversation? Or do you just want to lick your chops? Okay. But I think what everyone's biggest gripe was the ending. Like, the end boss was like, oh, I have to shoot this helicopter. You know. Well, the gameplay, yeah, you probably have to dodge the bullets and whatnot, but from what I understand, people told my friends and people told me that the final boss is absolutely boring. Anyway, so it does seem like there is a variety of locations. Takes place 7 months after the first game's calamity, after the containment failed, like all these people, and that was one of the other things that really pissed me off about Division, is everyone in New York apparently is a clone. Because there's their own character customization. So hopefully they address that. But anyway, the containment failed. The virus has taken over all of New York and has spread. So your role, I guess, as one of the few remaining containment guys, is to go to a settlement and help civilians prepare to survive and prepare to live. So you actually get to help people. That was a big plus, because I remember the streets were pretty barren for the most part. There was really no one to interact with except for the NPCs they told you to interact with. They said civilians are important, that they learn to survive, learn how to take things. So The location where this takes place is Washington, D.C., not New York. So we get to see, hey, maybe we get to break into the White House and see the Oval Office. You know? They said there's going to be updates and game balancing that was not present in the first game to make the game play smoother. They do not want to split the player base, so the first 3 DLCs are free. Hey, Bungie, suck on them apples. Making us pay $40 or $80 for a new DLC that we already, some of us have already played for the season pass. Suck on them apples. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. Like, I was looking forward to Forsaken. I still am, but the fact that they're charging us, especially for those who have actually paid for this, have the season pass, it's absolutely ludicrous. Especially when your player base is already thin and dwindling. Like I said, we're not talking about Destiny. If I talk about Destiny one more damn time, I'm going to slap myself in the face. More activities and in-game activities to give you more meaningful rewards. So the more activities, the more things you do in end-game, your time is never going to be wasted, as the guy said. There's always going to be something for you. You're always going to get something. Hopefully that's the end of the pom-pom beanies. There will be skills that you can unlock after you reach level cap 30. That is the level cap, yes. I think it's called the skills are Demolition, Sharpshooter, or slash Overwatch, Survivalist. Graphics look really good. Look very much improved. Definitely seemed like there is a day and night cycle. They said microtransactions are going to be restricted to cosmetics only, which is not a big deal for me because I really don't spend money on cosmetics. Pretty much for free. So, yeah, I don't know. Comes out 3/15/19. I don't know why I said now, but no word yet on characterization. As I said, I hope we get to actually create our character versus having a select portrait. Alright, so next game up, and I'm probably going to butcher the name of this, is Goza of Tsushima. Graphics look absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning even. So from what I can gather from the trailer and from the interview, our main character is going to be a samurai. This takes place, I think, is the Pernician War. I'm not a big history buff, so you guys would have to watch the trailer for that. But it takes place, I think, like during the War in States or something like that. Where you, I guess, is a warrior who has, lost everything and wants to end this. You know, doesn't want to keep fighting for the rest of his life. He wants this done. But he needs to learn new skills. He has to learn new ways of getting this done. So that's where your character kind of develops. When I first saw it, the first reaction I got out of it, because we didn't see any gameplay yet, was Ninja Scrolls. And no, as I said, he's not a ninja; he's a samurai. The reason I said Ninja Scroll because the very beginning of the anime, you see Jubei at, laying down in a tree, and he's just trying to sleep, and then Trouble just kind of comes towards him, and he's like, starts knocking on his door, the main character's name is Jin, Jin, I believe. Yeah, I said seems like feudal Japan. Definitely looks open world. A separate thing for when it comes to a boss fight, then you're pretty much restricted. But the key words that the guy from the developer of Sucker Punch said. I gotta do my feed on YouTube or Twitch. So, where was that? Yeah, so what they said during the boss fight, I'm sure there's gonna be some kind of health bar. But they sound like the camera will start here and start slowly going down here, or start here and go up, vice versa. There was a complaint by another content creator who said the camera was locked. I did watch the interview, and what they said for the interview, for the gameplay, for the showing, is they made sure the camera was in that one position, and the camera would follow you, but you could mess around with the camera. That's what the guy said. That's what the developer said, so I'm just going to take him at his word. We'll have to see when the game eventually comes out. So here's something that's new, and I hope Team Ninja does this, because it was a little bit weird in Neo, where essentially we learned Japanese, except for whatever reason it's all in Japanese. Like, wouldn't it have made sense for us to, if we learned Japanese, for us to translate into English? Yeah. So as I said, that sound is really good, because I could hear rocks fall as as the music's playing. And I want to say that's the same thing I heard with Shakiro, as I could hear rocks falling. So the sound quality on these two games are really fucking good. Even with the music playing, I could hear them. So I said short and long cutscenes. So like, and I guess like in combat cutscenes, like just before you enter the fray, you're gonna get a sport cutscene, then them talking shit, and then you go into the fight. And then there's more meaningful combat cutscenes. That's what I meant by short and long. Stealth mechanics. Definitely looks like you're gonna, as a samurai, he's gonna learn stealth mechanics. So we see him like kind of going on a beam and kind of doing a multi-kill, like multi-kill in like Assassin's Creed would do. We already talked about Jin. The bad guys are Mongols. Beautiful boss fight arenas. So the boss fight arena that we saw during the E3 coverage was really beautiful. This is, like I said, this is the one they showed at the cutscene where the camera, it was in a fixed position. But the things that I took notice of was when the leaves fell and they were on the ground, and like say you moved your foot a certain, like you dodged a certain way, the leaves would follow you. And that's something I haven't seen in a game. Like I've seen characters, you know, trees and leaves and grass react to you, but I've never seen like leaves in that way react to you. So I was really really happy about that. Really looked like an interesting game. So one of the things the guy mentioned at the E3 that if you slash someone, you get blood on you. If you roll around in the mud and it's raining, you get mud on you. So I kind of like that, you know, you get dirty and grimed up. Whereas in Bloodborne, the only time you get bloody is if you get hit. So that was kind of fun. I thought I'd throw that in there. I've already discussed the environment reacts to you. As I said, the guy can move the camera, so we've covered everything. I'm really looking forward to the games I've already mentioned. I can't wait for them. I want them now in my collection. I want to play them, but I'll be patient and wait. Elder Scrolls. There's not a whole lot of information about this, but it has been confirmed by Bethesda that we will be getting Elder Scrolls 6. But the first thing that will be coming is Fallout 76, and then Starfield, and then Elder Scrolls. And which I will get to those two games in a minute. So what I can gather, the world looks big. Possibly could be High Rock. Which does make sense with the landscape they showed us, but we'll have to wait to see for more confirmation and information. I would have to say we probably won't see that for at least a few years. I said weep. I want my Elder Scrolls. I need my fix. As more info, as I said before, as more info develops and more info becomes known, I will be giving you guys that information. The most likely we'll hear more about it from next year 3. I did say this is a hypothesis. This is a possibility. I don't have proof of this, but it's just basic comment. Is what I think is going to happen because it's been in every single Elder Scrolls game that I've played. I'm talking through Morrowind, FYI. So the 4 factions I believe will happen will be are the following: the Fighters Guild, the Thieves Guild, the Assassins Guild, and the Mages Guild. Now, the reason I say that is I don't think there was a Mage Guild in Morrowind, but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't made that far into the story yet. But I do know in Oblivion and Skyrim there was Mage and Assassin's Guild, Thieves Guild. Well, Thieves Guild and Assassin's Guild have made it into every single. From what I remember, my sister's playing. She played the Dark Brotherhood and all that stuff. But like I said, that's a hypothesis. But I think it's a pretty good hypothesis of what factions will be in. I said 2020 or 2021. Bethesda dodged every questions about Elder Scrolls 6. It's like, the only Elder Scrolls are coming out with is Blaze, and I checked out Blaze just for fun because I'm not much into mobile games. But, it looks interesting. The graphics look really good. I'm looking forward to playing it when it comes out in fall. Yep, that's about as much as I have for Elder Scrolls. There's not a lot about it. I mean, I went to a lot of sources, and there's just not a lot of information at this time about it. Starfield, there's even less information. As far as we know, the location is outer space. They're definitely going to be doing this on a new engine. So sources believe. So I think. As I said, this was based off a YouTuber who was covering the event. Don't know much other than it's probably going to be single player focused and may come out in 2019, which is next year. So we'll hear something about it. As of right now, I can't say that's for certain because from what the guy said, is going to be Fallout 76, followed by Starfield, followed by Elder Scrolls 6. So we definitely won't see Elder Scrolls 6 probably for another 3 years, maybe 3 or 4 years. So that brings us to Fallout 76. Now, I played Fallout, I beat the game, and then I traded the game in. It just wasn't my cup of tea. It just wasn't. I guess I'm just more into, like, in terms of the Bethesda game, I'm more into the the old ways, I guess you could say. Being a warrior, with a sword and all that. That's what, appeals to me. Even though I made jokes at it when I was playing my stream, and like I was watching this other streamer play it, and I said, "Yeah, there's that." But the game always made me laugh because the kill animations were so funny. Like I would zap kill someone, the guy would just fall straight backwards. And then I made a joke about one of the toilets because it was absolutely pristine. It was like white, like someone just came in and cleaned it. And it was funny because everything else is devastated except for this toilet is pristine. I made jokes about it. But being all seriousness, it just wasn't for me. I mean, those who are like into Minecraft and into that kind of world is entirely up to you. But I knew some of you guys are Fallout fans, so I did want to cover that as much as I could. So there is going to be it's going to be a multiplayer focused game, which means no pausing. Because I guess I guess you can go into your inventory, but there's no like pause in the game. Because this is going to be a from what they told me, or not me, but told the audience, told E3, this is going to be a multiplayer shared world. So there's going to be other players in this world which you can go on like hunts and quests and whatnot. Like I'm guessing there's going to be kind of like a quest board, or your droid is going to say there's a quest available, sir. And you can go on that quest and help that player. You build your own base, a whole bunch of stuff. Let me get into it. So there's obviously going to be a server that's going to be able to support this. Players can select their targets, select a target, and go. So I'm thinking they can select their targets. There is a quest board, or maybe a monster hunt, like a beast board where you can go on a hunt. You can select what target you want to kill or something like that. I don't know what VATs are, so they said you can still go and use VATs. Okay. Oh, sorry. You can use VATS for the guys who are not so good at shooting. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know. And that's the thing about me. I'm not afraid to say I don't know. I already said interact with the players. It's going to be a shared world. From my understanding, it's going to be a big world, so you can do much exploration. I've already talked about quests. There wasn't a whole lot of talk about PvP. They don't want to oversaturate it with, like, I think we've all had that that playing experience where you're trying to have fun and someone comes up behind you and just like stabs you in the back and just kills you. And you get so frustrated and you just quit the game and leave. So they don't want to do that. So I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of arena maybe, or some kind of mode allows you to do PvP. Because it looks like they're gonna appeal to both PvP and PvE. So if those people just want to play PvE, go for it. Those who want to play PvP, there's gonna be a special area for them, kind of like a Dark Zone, I guess. They said they're still working on quests, and the grid, and how they can be gained in the world, or like player quest board, like in Monster Hunter. Yeah, I've already said that. Some new enemies, some old enemies. Obviously, mutants make a return. Like in the previous game, you get to start out in the vault. So I guess where you were frozen. I hope we didn't expire. You know, we're not getting kicked out of the freezer because we passed our expiration date. You know. They said you can see others in the vault, so if, say, someone woke up at the same time you did and they were in the same area, you can see them, but it's random. They said this is going to be, as I said, I think I mentioned this, but they said it's going to be 4 times larger than any Fallout game they've created. So that's going to be great for you Fallout players out there. And one of the things I saw in the demo that was actually kind of funny is that you can take pictures. You know, you kill this big beastie and you can start you do poses and you can take pictures. And you can go say, "Hey Ma, look what I did today." You know, hang down the fridge and or do whatever you guys do with those things. What else? You can nuke areas. Now this, from what I understand, this is not a malicious act you can do. Like, you can't just like nuke someone and destroy other shit. So from what I understand, if you have a camp in there, it's not going to destroy it. It will damage it, which you can repair, but it will not destroy it. Basically, what it creates is a high level area, which you have to be high level to survive in that area until the event goes away. So here's another cool feature, because I know I've heard people who were in Ark who had invested a lot of time in building their stuff and doing whatever they do in there, and when they log off, someone comes in and trashes all that. I've never played Ark, but I had a game experience similar to that. I was playing a game. If you guys remember, it was Call. I think it's called. Where you basically play like a Titan slash God, and you can take control of the your whole world, and other players can come and invade you. The way it was supposed to work is that if you logged off, no one can invade you. But I could log off, and the whole world that I conquered would be taken over by someone else. And I'm like, screw this. So that's a nice thing to know. This will be released 11/14/2018. So you don't have to wait too long for this game. Alright, so I've been talking nonstop for about an hour, guys. I'm going to take a short break, and I'll be right back. Alright. Get all situated here. Alright, so let me take a drink of water here. Yes, I actually did grab water. Soda to keep you up, water to keep you hydrated. That should be a new slogan. Soda to keep you awake, water to keep you hydrated. Alright. Excuse me. So, the next game is Dying Light 2. Now, I'll be the first one to say this. I am not going to buy Dying Light 2. I don't like zombie games. I don't care for them. It's not my cup of tea. Like, I tried streaming it. I actually almost fell asleep. I just don't get any enjoyment out of it. Whereas I play Neo, I get like tons of enjoyment. I play other games similar to that, like God of War. I get enjoyment out of it. I want to keep playing. When I play zombie games, I'm like, okay, don't know you. Okay, that's horrible. Okay, that's pretty much my whole experience with the the whole Dying Light game. But I know there's probably zombie fans that watch my channel, so I wanted to cover that for you. There is obviously parkour, day and night cycle, combat. It's going to be familiar to players. Like you're gonna be able to craft, like grab a sign and craft it. Why can't we just have like the dead or no, not dead or alive. Or is it Dead or Alive? I don't remember. But why can't we just have like the fun kind of zombie games where we take like I don't know, what's appropriate for me to say at this point? Take it like let's take a unicorn like from a toy store and just beat the crap out of zombies. That would be kind of fun. That would be funny. I would have fun with that. Anyway. Definitely looks very, very much improved from the first Dying Light. Looks, as they said, there's choices and consequences. Excuse me. It must have been those burgers I ate. Anyway, so from what I understand, be like, you go up to an NPC and he says, "Hey man, can you help me?" And you can say, "Yes, I will help you." And you help him, and you become friends, and he's part of this faction, and that faction becomes your friend. You become bigger and stronger. Or you can say, "No, dude, you smell. You're weird. No." And the guy will say, "You will regret this." And you become enemies. You know, I know I'm doing it lighthearted, but that's the best I can come up with, guys, so bear with me. And like I said, so your choices do matter in the game. It's deeper than just a choice. We covered that. Lasting effect in the game, so possible multiple endings. So I would say, yeah, there'll most likely be multiple endings. I don't know how many, but you'll have to see. I am not going to rent this game. Branching paths, we covered that, so definitely multiple endings. Crafting system looks very similar to the DL with probably slight improvements. Graphics look good. As I said, it looks improved. It takes place 15 years after the first one. You fight zombies and humans. Zombies and humans, so I guess like rival factions or bandits. Certain parts of the city are overrun by zombies. So you are not Crane in this one. So yeah, there's not going to be a bad guy going, Crane! Okay, it doesn't really sound like that, but you get the idea. As far as I know, I do not know the character's name. I'm thinking it's probably going to be you, so you can name your characters Twinkle Tinkle Donald Dumb. And okay, I have nothing. So the world does not have any connection to D1 or DL1, as I put it. I don't know how that's gonna set with players, because if it's supposed to be a sequel, shouldn't there be like some mention of the first game, like the area where Crane was in? Like, oh yeah, that because of the idiot, that place is gone. You know, something. Set to release. Oh, and it's supposed to be an open world. Shocker. Supposed to be released in 2019. Okay, moving on. Man, I said I was gonna have a lot to talk about, and I was right. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I actually almost got into a fight with a friend of mine about this once, because I just couldn't figure out how to phrase it. So this takes place in ancient Greece, or Rome. But they said ancient Greece, and I'm going off of what they said. Just saying that in quotations because, like I said, I got into an argument and I'm still bothered by it. Anyway, so the player chooses to be good or bad. So from my understanding, this is going to be like Origins, where we're not exactly an assassin, even though ancient Egypt became before Greece, I think. Anyway, we're on a I don't know if there's going to be the public events like we did with Origins, where we have to fight Egyptian gods. I hope not, because those were a pain in the butt if you're low leveled. The graphics look absolutely beautiful. We do have more of an RPG-esque feel to it, which is you get 5 slots for gear. So a helmet, chest piece, and legs, I think, and then a sword and shield. I don't know if that's separate. They didn't really go all into that. I actually think I missed that portion of the video. Obviously, you can do weapon and armor crafting, or you can just find it in the world if you're lucky. Now, here's something they did not touch on, was microtransactions. We've had microtransactions in Origins. Now, whether they're going to continue that, not just Origins, we had it also in Assassin's Creed Unity and Syndicate. So, if they're going to keep the trend, I do not know. They did not go into that. And I think a lot of game developers, I mean, I've noticed at E3 this year, no developer said the M word a lot. You know, they did not say the L and B word I ever heard. And when they did, they're like, no, absolutely, no, absolutely, no. Loot boxes, you know, the loot box tobacco is really shooking people up, the developers up. What else? As I said, graphics, blah 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 blah. Facial expressions looked really good. Like, I could see the guy's cheeks move when he was talking, but it did I'm not saying it was the expressions, but the scene itself looked a bit laggy. But I'm not gonna like say, oh, don't buy it, it's gonna be a lagging piece of crap. No, it's probably gonna be fixed by the time it comes out. But I thought it'd be worth mentioning in case maybe somebody at Ubisoft's like, oh shit, this guy's right. So we have a dialogue option very similar to like Dragon Age, where you can we have a little circle with like 3 or 4 dialogue options. Obviously, it's not gonna say humor, or like a little icon for humor, serious, or middle. Just choose one. Hopefully, you'll use your common sense, or maybe they will add like a little bit of a jester kind of a feel on one, and you know, like someone with a straight face for Midam, and someone for like anger and evil is like kind of like, I don't know. So we do get naval combat back. You can recruit your own crew in the game. I think that has something to do. The idea came from their Skull and Bones project, which I'll get to later. Oh, I skipped. Naval combat crew boat. So the boats, if you believe this, actually have songs in Greek. So we have Greek songs, Greek songs. So it's gonna sound beautiful, even though you may not know what they're singing. It'll sound beautiful. So we still have the bird mechanic from Assassin's Creed Origins, which is cool because I did have fun with that. We do have underwater exploration. Looks like the leveling abilities is like Origins. If you guys played Origins, it's very similar to that skill tree. I don't know how XP progression is going to be. I'm assuming it is when you do assassinations or some kind of task, you get a certain amount of XP or kill enemies. It's usually how it works. So you can choose to be boy or girl from this one. That's about all I can. Branching paths. They did talk about there were going to be branching paths, and the story is going to be based around your character. So whatever they want to have freedom of choice here. You know what you choose. It's I guess you can say it's kind of like Dying Light when they said they had branching paths. Same thing here. I don't know how much. You know what? If they want to put over 1,000 different endings in there, all the power to them. I'll be willing to do every single one. It might take me till I'm like 50, but hey. No, but more realistically, we're probably going to get like 6 to 10 different endings. Which would be nice. Insane even. But hey, we'll just keep our fingers crossed and hope we get some cool endings. So as I said, I already told you guys the release date, which is 10/5/18, which is in October. Alright, so moving down the list, I hate to say it, but we're not even halfway done. As I said, there's a lot to cover on this E3. I mean, last year's E3 was like barely mentionable. We even had, I think they lost a lot of people. Just had like were like half asleep that year because we had a guy and a YouTuber who was like, what's my line? Please, what's my line? Hello, don't leave me out here, man. What's my line? What's my line, man? But I don't know the YouTuber. Anyway, I think they would have a better conference if they chose Angry Joe or people who are recognized like Boogie or... Although I don't know... Nah, Boogie would make a pretty good guy. He'd probably make it funny. Someone other than that guy. Or maybe he just didn't have his coffee or his Wheaties. Anyway, this one I was hesitant to put down, but I did get enjoyment out of the third illustration of this game. So, yeah, and I know there are some racing fans out there. So, let's get right into it. Forza Horizon 4. And I know one of my viewers on here is very interested because I told him about it at work or at some point. So, Forza Horizon 4 game is set in Britain. Weather cycles, graphics. So weather cycles. So what I understand from the guy is that it cycles every week. So 1 week it's summer, next week it's autumn, or summer, autumn, winter, spring, summer. Graphics looks absolutely beautiful, stunning. What do you expect from a Forza game? Cars look absolutely awesome. shared world experience. So this is where I was really interested. What was really cool is I think this is the first time they've actually put a shared world experience on the Ephesus, so you don't have to race the person. So you can be driving along and you see some guy driving in a right next to you, and you can just go, "Yo, what's up? That's a nice car." Yep. I'm not a car guy, so I don't know what you guys talk about when you're not in a car. So you have a world quick chat. So any of you guys are familiar with Xenoverse, Dragon Ball Xenoverse? I've played it for a time on my channel and didn't get a lot of viewers. Just one of those things. Anyway, you can click on a button which will bring up a menu for your quick chat. So you're driving along in the car, you see another guy, and you're like, click hello, and there's a little bubble pop up that says hello, and the guy will say hello. So you can't actually... I don't know if there's going to be like a voice chat where you can just opt to voice chat and the guy has a mic, you can talk to each other, or if they're going to just allow it, just keep it strictly quick chat. What else? You can make your own races. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to do environmental hazards. I think you could, but you will have to see. But I know they said that you can create your own tracks, your own races. Which is something I sorely miss from my snowboarding 1080 game, because you can create your own places in there. That was really fun. I know it's weird that I keep on referencing older games. I guess because it's true what they say, the old guard are awesome. Where were we? There's a variety of locations. They talk about Highlands and other places. So you do have a variety of locations you can go to. I think one of them even was like London. They talked about a place. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Yep, we already talked about it. So it's day and night. We got into a little bit more further detail with that. So say you turn on your game system at 1 o'clock. And the sun's up. The sun's up in the game. Nothing weird about that, right? Well, as the day starts going like this, starts going down, the day starts going down in the game. So if it starts going from day to night in the real world, it goes day to night in the game. Pretty cool. It's a concept I haven't really seen in the game yet, so I'm interested to see how that goes. So you can buy your own house. So I'm assuming you can get out of your car and walk around. So I wonder if there's going to be a character creator in this game. We'll have to see. There was not a lot of there was no information about that at this E3. He also talked about you can make your own. You can make your build your own. Start your own business, your own house. Which I'm guessing will be you're able to park your 150 cars. That's how many cars are in this game now. 450. Well, for those guys who are collectors, you're gonna have your hands full for a while. And that's why I even said, like, dang, I hope you have the garage space. So this will come out October 2nd, 2018. And that's it for Forza, all the information I could gather. Metro Exodus. Now, this is a game I've been looking forward to for a while, since I first heard about last year's E3. Last year at E3, I saw this. I was like, I want it. Because I got to playing Metro. I think it was a year or two ago. And I played the first one, which was Metro 2020, I think it's called. And I love that game. And then there's Metro Last Light. And in that game was just absolutely stellar. Like everything they did in the first game, they did better. So this game, I honestly cannot wait for it. Let's get right into it. Information I could gather. Nope. That's after. Never mind. So it's more open world. It's still linear, but you have more room to explore. That's kind of the take I took from it. Journey takes a span of a year, so you're gonna be in, going across Russia in a span of a year. So I don't know what the length time is gonna be on it. If it's gonna be like in like real time, if you're gonna be able to speed run it for like 30 hours, or if we're gonna get more time out of that. I'm hoping for the latter, because this is just too good of a game to speed run through. So they did say there's going to be different seasons, different weather changes in the game. Like you're going to be going into certain areas, and it's going to be winter. Certain areas it's going to be summer. I don't know if it's going to be like spring and autumn in that aspect, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a summer and winter. Yep, it says right there, seasons tied to location. So if you go to like one location in Russia, and it's going to be winter there, and you go to another location, it's going to be summer, and then vice versa. So you're going to get a better crafting system. You no longer have to go to a gunsmith. So if you find a scope in the world, you can actually equip that onto your gun without having to go to a gunsmith. You can make your own scopes, your own mods and whatnot. From what I saw in the video, what I heard from it, that's what it was sounding like. So that, like I just said, crafting customization. Wow, I'm actually going ahead of myself. Oh, okay. So this is a cool mechanic I'm actually looking forward to. Instead of just having your gun and it just fires and fires, this will add difficulty to the game. You're gonna have to maintain your weapon. I mean, you're gonna have to take your time to, repair it. You're gonna have to take time to clean it. You're going to have to take time to oil it and whatnot. You're going to have to maintain that gun. Like, how depth they're going to go into, like, how the actual... You're going to have to take it apart, then reassemble it in the right order. I don't know. But I think it's going to add on to that, preparation. Like, you're going to have to prepare yourself in your hub. You have to clean your gun, then you get ready for the next hub. the next quest. You know, I wonder how that mechanic's gonna work. I'm really excited for it. They said your backpack's very important, so I'm assuming the backpack space is gonna be very very big. There are workbenches for the. If you run across one, you can go ahead and do your customization there or through your backpack. So it looks like they're giving you options, or maybe there's things on your workbench you can do that you can't do on your backpack. They weren't very clear on that. Release date is scheduled for February 22nd, 2019. Anthem. No new information. If you're following Anthem, there's really not a whole lot of information that we haven't already heard or haven't already seen before. And I think this game is scheduled for... It was supposed to be released next year, but I think they pushed it for 2020. So, May. Okay, so... Oops, went down too far, I think. Okay. So, here's a game I wasn't expecting to see. Resident Evil 2 Remake. Now, I had a chance to play it many years ago, and I no longer have it. So, just like I don't have my original Nintendo to play Knockout. What was his name? Mike Tyson's Knockout. I think Punch Out. I think it's called Knockout or Punch Out. And I watched the whole gameplay, and I did recently get the chance to watch all of Resident Evil 2's gameplay. You know, story start to finish, and there is a lot of changes they made to this game. And not in a bad way. It adds to the game even more than the original. Like one of the things. So let me go right into it. I don't want to skip. The graphics looks absolutely good. Like if I had to say, you know, Leon looks young compared to what he does in the other one. The voice actor, I think, does a really good job, really bringing out Leon. You know, really brings out his character. I did say there was limited info because there really is, because I didn't get a chance. There was not a lot of info I could see from this E3. Sound effects were really good. Appearance, lighting were really good, and thank you. Finally, game developers are hearing the message. I must not be the only person that's been saying this. Give us bigger wording. Because, I mean, this has been a health issue for many years. Is people would sit too closely to the TV to watch TV programs or play a video game. For me, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that has this issue. Is the wording so small that we have to get very close to the TV, and that's dangerous. So I'm glad to see they're actually putting bigger wording so we can actually see. I mean, like I've said, man, like I've said many times before, when I played Dishonored 2, I had to bring out my phone to read a freaking code. Yeah, I had to zoom in to see what this code was. So thank you, game developers. Zombie takes 2 to 3 shots in the head to kill. I don't know how gamers are going to feel about that if that was present in the first game where you shoot it 3 times in the head. I noticed you can see where you get wounded. Like, Leon in the trailer got bit, like here. And you can see that where he got bit, and then when you're in the cutscene, you can still see where he got bit. So I like that that attention to detail right there. This hat does get rather itchy. Wounded in cutscenes. So I think what I was trying to write down was they put more in here than they did in the originals, which I have to agree. Because there are certain things in this game and the remake that they didn't have in the original. They have in the remake. They have in the remake. They didn't have in the original. Yeah, finally said it. Like, I don't think there was a lieutenant. I don't think. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I watched it. But let's keep going down the line, because I'm already going on to like almost 2 hours just talking about E3 now. Gears of War 5. And I mean, we all knew this was coming, guys. We all knew Gears of War was coming out. We knew that there was going to be a Gears of War game. So, again, limited information, but the graphics look beautiful from what I saw. And it looks like we are going to be, instead of a male protagonist, playable protagonist, we are going to be a female this time. Interesting. I do not know her name. None of us do. Aside from that, that's about it. And I think that's pretty much the first. I mean, it's not a new. We're not new to girls being on the team, but I think this is the first time we've actually played a girl on the Gears franchise. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been playing Gears of War since the first one, and I'm not familiar that there's been a girl that you could play as in the game, unless you're playing multiplayer, I think. So here, next one on the list is Devil May Cry 5. It only took it 10 years to get here, you know. Let's see here. So I said I was so hyped for this. I really am. I love Devil May Cry. I know I do not like DMC. Devil May Cry. Like, I want to know who created that, who came up with that title. Like, were they sitting in the can one day? It's like, what should I call this game? Devil May Cry! Or Devil May Cry! Oh, that's what I'm going to call it. So, no, I was not a fan of the DMC. I hated it. I played it, hated it. Played it, beat it, hate it. Oh no! I messed up my count. I forgot to mention the game, so forgive me, guys. I'm a little out of order right now. Last of Us 2, which is not a big deal. We heard a lot about it from previous E3s and several traders. And this one kind of got me weirded out. Like, we start out in a trailer in a ball or some kind of dance. And this girl apparently is broken up with her boyfriend. And, you know, Ellie's saying, yeah, she's going to probably come back. She's going to come back to you. Just give it time, blah, blah, blah. And then we're dancing in the ball, and she kisses Ellie. And then we go right into the action where she's, you know, fighting these guys, you know, shooting arrows at them, shooting them with a gun, and you know, using her machete and cutting them, and it's like, oh, okay, you know, that is just whiplash right there, you know. And then after all that's done, we go back to kissing. But you know what? The one thing I wonder if anyone saw was her tattoo. I wonder if what it says. I'm thinking it says Joel. The name of her adoptive father. And I think we're gonna be playing more Ellie than we are gonna be playing Joel, because from the way it sounds, it's like your old man. So either we're gonna start out the story with Ellie, and then we're gonna switch over to Joel, like maybe halfway through the game, or is it gonna be all Ellie? I don't know. As I said, no big surprise. Graphics are beautiful. Definitely stealth mechanics, just like in the first one. But unlike in the first one, you can actually hide in cover and, go underneath a car and hide. Whereas in the first one, you just had to kind of crouch. Yeah, you can hide in the environment. No Jewel yet. Oh, machete looks permanent. So that was something I looked at when I looked at the gameplay. It looked like the machete is actually permanent. Because if you remember, in the first Last of Us, you use the machete like once or twice and it's gone. And then when you're injured, she reacts to it. Like when she gets shot, she's like, ah! And she actually will start grabbing her shoulder and constantly like she's injured, like she hurt. So that's a good mechanic. I'm looking forward to it. We have not heard of release date for this game yet. So we talked about Gears of War 5, where we were at Devil May Cry. So it took me a while to remember the guy's name because I haven't played Devil May Cry in quite some time. I mean, I still have it. I'm looking at my collection right there. I can see it. But yeah, Nero comes back. I thought his name was Neo. I'm like, wait. No, it's not Neo. This is not Matrix. This is not the video game Neo. No, it's Nero. There's too many similar sounding names here. Is back. It is a sequel from the Devil May Cry 4. We see Nero lose his hand. Now, we don't know who. Somebody said it was Dante who cut his hand off. We don't know. As I said, we don't know. There's a lot of speculation here with this game. And his arm's been replaced with a robotic arm, which seems to have like some sort of devil like essence in it, I guess. Which would make sense with the game, or else why would it be called Devil May Cry? Like all, the graphics are beautiful from what I can see of the gameplay. Combat system is going to be what we're used to in the Devil May Cry series. Looks like the Queen's Blade makes a return, so Nero's trusty blade like Dante's Rebellion. As of right now, we do not have a release date. Probably somewhere like 2019, 2020, most likely. I'm not going to give certainty because, like I said, this is speculation. Going down the list. Actually, we're almost done. So, the next game is called Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. This is developed by Respawn Entertainment, the guys who created Titanfall. From my understanding, it's going to be a linear storytelling, which is kind of odd since EA said, "Well, no one wants a linear story." Well, I guess they just ate. Did they say those words? Wonder how they taste. Did they have to add like seasoning, or did they just have to, you know? Chew and swallow. You take the role of a Padawan. We do not know his name at this point. It is set. The game is set after after the Clone Wars or during the Clone Wars. It's a little bit vague in that area. You can't choose male or female, so there's going to be probably some character customization in that game. In this game, how intensive this game's going to be in terms of character creator, I don't know. Because there was no gameplay shown. It was just, this is it. That's it. We do know that you will have light. It is confirmed that there will be a lightsaber. We do not know much about force powers, but I would say maybe force persuasion. You will follow my channel. You will have a nice day. I'm sorry. Force push, most likely. I guess he didn't like the joke. You'll be able to make your own character, choose gender, and race. So I don't know if you're gonna go full on in the race, like you can be able to play as a God, I used to know the Star Wars races so well. I don't know if you're gonna be able to choose alien races. I don't know. They said it was going to be like a dark and gritty story. Takes place during Order 66. Like I said, it's going to take place during the Jedi Massacre or after. That's about all we know. So, down to the wire here. I was saving this one for last or close to last of this list. And you know what? I freaking called it. When I first beat Neo, I called it, guys. I said there's gonna be a sequel. And everyone's like, oh, I don't know if there's gonna be. I mean, I saw the forums. The game was well received. There was enough fans saying, hey, we want more. Even though you guys nerfed our 750 levels and pissed some of us off. I mean, I've gotten kind of used to it. Like, I'm not really minding it anymore. Because I actually still have my 750 character. Ha ha. But I called it. And guess what? Neo 2 has been confirmed. So, Neo 2 this is all the info I have on this game. So there is going to be an evolution into the game, improving and updating the story. Looks like we turn into an Onimusha. That's what I saw. Like we saw the guy had like these horns like stuck to his head, and he's ripping them out, and then he got, you know, hulks out, and that's kind of what Onimusha looks like in the game Onimusha. So I don't know what they're gonna call him. If we're gonna call him like an yokai Osha, or yokai hybrid, or yokai something. I don't know. I just wrote down yokai person. Something unique is we're going to be making our own characters, so we won't be playing as William. Now, will we get a cameo for William Adams? I don't know. I would suspect so, like maybe he's a summonable NPC, or he's someone that we encounter through the story. I don't know. But I would suspect that they would do a reward and a cameo of William, like they did with Muramasa and Jin Hayabusa. Excuse me. So you can choose your gender, male or female. You can choose your race, so you can make your person Caucasian, African American. Heck, you can make him pink. You can make him a little. You can make him a boo. I said, you know, because I thought this would be a neat idea, since the first game we were all about spirits. I don't know if we're going to get our own spirit. It would be kind of cool. But I thought this would be nice. Like, I know that like in the DLC there is a kind of like a spirit progression. But I'd like to see like a more physical change. Like, for instance, Kato would be a perfect, like he starts off as like a little pup. Right? You start pumping, like you start loving him up, he gets bigger and he gets meaner, and pretty much we get this like big seraph by our side. I think that would be freaking awesome. So they are gonna do a free demo, usually 2. I'm gonna be on that like dog on rice. Because the first one I missed. I'm not missing this one. NPC summons for non-online players. I definitely want to see that, because here's the thing. You know, with PlayStation now, you know, hoarding all the online features behind PlayStation Plus. Like, I remember playing Neo, and I was able to summon players into my world. You guys seen it? Those of you guys who were on my channel that day, you saw me summoning people. My first time, like, yeah, I know I was a complete scrub, you know. But after like several updates, or I don't know, and all of a sudden I couldn't summon. I can't even go to Bloodborne. I can't even do the online dungeons anymore. So I hope that they will not lock summons away on online features only. That we can actually do NPC summons. Like, we can summon Hanzo. We can summon William. We can summon people we've encountered. And please, please put the summon by the boss door, for crying out loud. So we don't have to, like, kill off everything. We're gonna have to kill off everything anyway, but we don't have to worry about him falling into water or anything like that. We can actually just get him to this boss. And here's an idea. I don't know if you guys are gonna be doing that, but you know someone's gonna figure out a way to cheat the game again. You know, like the head glitch and this I think there's a new glitch out there I don't know about. Well, I do know about, but I'm not going to say it on stream because I don't want to ruin it for everyone else to get people pissed at me. But you know there's someone that's going to be finding a way to cheat. Someone's going to find a way to get their umbrella to the maximum level, or however you guys going to have this level set up. They're going to figure out a way to max it out. So, why not just allow us to have our own bank? That way we can actually like save all of our umbrella, or whatever the current level up currency is going to be, and we can put it into this bank, and we can take it out when we have an appropriate amount of money. I know it's going to like, well, that just takes away the risk factor. Yeah, it does. I don't know. I just feel like if there's going to be players who are going to be cheating at the game, why not just give them a bank so they don't feel encouraged to cheat. So that's everything I know about Neo. I'm super hyped for the game. I still love the game. Looking forward to playing more of it. Halo Infinite is the next game, and there is a shit ton. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say shit ton. There is very little, like this much information about it. We just have a trailer of a bunch of animals and one soldier, and then we see the Master Chief reveal. So I'm hoping that there's going to be Master Chief in this one. And that's basically what I said. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. Whew. Sorry about that, guys. I usually don't talk this much, so whew. Wait, Halo. So the next one on our list is Death Stranding. Kojima, cryptic as ever. But that's why we like him so much. So beautiful graphics, just like in the previous E3s we've seen. I think it was last year's E3. Good sound effects. I could hear waterfalls and rocks falling whilst he was traversing. Over the music that was playing. It looks like the robot arm allows you to see, like just like in the original one. It looks like it does more than just sense. It looks like we can see them. Like the baby actually allows us to see these beings. And that's what I was saying. I was wondering if the baby may have some kind of connection to what these things are. I don't know. Excuse me. And there is no release date confirmed yet for this game. So moving down, we're getting down to the ladder here. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I am definitely down for that game because I played the first one and I'm awe. My sister played the first, like the original Tomb Raiders, and I just got into the remakes and I absolutely love it. So Shadow of the Tomb Raider, players can choose to run and gun or arrows blazing. Can retreat, hide for a while, and they'll stop looking for you. You can be stealthy, you can take your time. Graphics look absolutely amazing. You can go swimming with a twist. You can find air pockets to survive. Well, you're gonna have to. She can't hold her breath forever. Avoid eels or sea creatures you may encounter down there. Traps. A sense of terror, claustrophobia. Risk and reward. No need to play previous titles. So this one's gonna get you're gonna be able to get a sense of the story without having to play the previous titles, which is something is really good for other players who haven't jumped into the remakes yet. There's gonna be more tombs than the previous titles. They're gonna be deadlier, so if you actually fail a puzzle, you can possibly die. No more than it's like, well, I'll just have to restart. And it seems like there's a little bit more human drive at it. We'll have to see how that goes. And it looks like there's like some kind of in-game hub, like some kind of base of operations. We'll have to see how that goes. But we kind of had that with like the camps, so we'll have to see. Last but not least is Skull and Bones. Pretty much all the information I have is you can play solo or in co-op. You can gather a group of friends and play on your crew. You can gather your own crew. The world is big. It's a shared world. You can customize your ship, your own base. You can make your own base, customize your own flag. The graphics look beautiful. Pretty much what we saw in the first E3 trailer, but we had a little bit more gameplay. I do want to add on a little bit to what I wrote down for the Skull and Bones. I hope there is some kind of character customization, because everyone says, well, the pirate's life is just ship, rum, and looting. Well, I don't know if once you board a ship, if it's automatic, or because that's just gonna rob my sense of immersion if that happens. Because I'd actually like to, go in there with my swords and just like have fun, get off my boat, go treasure hunting. They said you can get off your boat, obviously, but that would also imply that you can do a character customization. And hang on, there's some buzzer. Oh, one of my friends is playing. Oh, I think I'll check out his channel in a minute. Anyway, we'll have to see when that game comes out, or if it comes out, if we hit more of a coverage on it next year at E3. So that is my entirety of E3 games I'm looking forward to. I got asked this question by someone at work about Spider-Man, and let me tell you, when I first saw it, I was ecstatic. I'm like, Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, just like a Spider-Man. I know I probably got the end of that wrong, but anyway. When I found out that it's gonna have, it's pretty much taken from the movie. Like, this takes place like 8 years after the movie. I don't know. I mean, the graphics look good. The combat looks like Batman. I guess I was just kind of hoping that they would, you know, kind of do their whole their whole new thing. Like the Batman franchise didn't take from the movie. Like this was 8 years after the movie. It was its own entity. Like if it was its own entity, I'd be so much more. I don't know. Maybe I'm being over picky. But anyway, I will not be playing Spider-Man. So that's it for E3. Let's get right on to into the gameplay. So if you guys missed my E3 coverage, don't worry about it. I will be doing a I will be highlighting it for you guys, so you guys can come back and watch the video. So with that 2-hour long discussion, let's get right into Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, I for one have never played Horizon Zero Dawn. So this will be a kind of a first for me. And we may stay with Horizon Zero Dawn, or we might just switch to another game. I haven't decided. But for now, let's just say we're going to stay with Horizon Zero Dawn. Sorry guys, I'm also looking over at one of my friends' streams. So hopefully the sound doesn't bleed through. Alright, let's get right into this. Difficulty. Let's go with that.
Aloy! Aloy!
Oh, that's a lot of berries. You're quite the gatherer, aren't you, little Bast? Now go and see if you can find some more. Hmm? Well done. That's a good boy. Children, come with me. She's an outcast, to be shunned. There. Oh, come on. There.
He won't hear me. Some kind of cave?
Okay, so it looks like we're in a cave, and
down here.
we're down here because a bunch of the villagers were douches.
Can't climb out. Oh. Looks tight, but I can get through.
Okay, I think that's square, okay. It looked like L3, I'm like, what?
This must be a ruin of the metal world. One of the old places. Ross said never go in places like this. But I have to find a way out. There's something up ahead. What's that? A dead person. There's something shiny there.
Okay, that's disturbing. Okay, press triangle to interact.
Yeah, I'm playing on PS4. We're doing the Xbox One for a while, but then we got rid of it.
Oh, cool.
Lights. Everywhere. How does he do this?
Yeah, I want one. I want one of those there pieces.
A metal door. Closed. Maybe this device I found can help. How do I get it open? More lights.
No, maybe it is the priest. I don't know. It's like the first guy, he's like an old hunter, and he's got a gun and a sword. He just sprays the shit out of that fucking gun. And he's like in a cemetery. That guy. I mean, granted, I keep dying before I go back to level up, so I haven't really leveled much of me up yet. So that's probably why I'm not doing so hot. But. And I don't ever invite anyone to play online, which I know I probably should if I want to get anywhere in that fucking game. I'm gonna be that one dumbass who solos the whole goddamn game. Give himself an aneurysm for it.
It changed color.
Do I need malachite for anything? Use minerals or use it? I already used it. You know, the funny thing is, like, Michigan's the most,
You know, the lighting could be a little bit better.
The door changed color too. It did it.
Alright, so I think I'll be able to keep the stream open for a little bit longer, guys. I mean, Pretty dead tonight. Okay, this thing is pissing me off right here. Okay, never mind. Okay, we're going down the dark, creepy hallway.
What's that?
It's what?
It's got a device, like the one I found.
You think I want it this way? It's the best I can do. He's right behind you. Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man. Look, Daddy can't be there with you and Mom, but we can still have a party, right? Sure we can.
Show me. Show me again.
He's right behind you. Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man. Look, Daddy can't be there with you and Mom, but we can still have a party, right? Sure we can.
Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure does love his little big man. Why did they die here? What happened to them? He found me. Ross found me. Down here. I'm coming.
Oh, Mother be praised. Come, girl. Take my hand. You don't belong down there. Come. Such places are forbidden, Aloy.
I fell in.
They are of the metal world. What is that on your face?
Nothing.
Did you find it down there?
No.
Give it to me.
No.
Aloy, such things are dangerous.
No!
Well, if you're gonna go sneaking away from home, you need to know how to survive in the wild. Come, Aloy. Home now. But starting tomorrow, you will learn to hunt.
Oh, sounds like fun.
All these shapes. What What do they mean?
Take your bow.
Bow?
And enough muttering to that plaything. We descend to the valley now. Follow. The wilds can be dangerous, Aloy. You will need to stay close and do as I say.
I know.
Now, you're still scratched up from that fall you took yesterday. So let's start there. Take this medicine pouch. I'll show you how to fill it. See this plant over here? It's called salve brush. Come, gather its berries in your pouch. Good. Now eat the berries.
Blech.
They may taste bitter, but they could save your life. Always keep your pouch full of medicinal berries, flowers, and plants.
Where are we?
This valley is just a part of All Mother's embrace. The Nora tribe watches these lands and keeps out the most dangerous machines. Usually. Further downriver, we'll find a herd of machines, and I will teach you how to hunt.
Are they dangerous?
All machines are dangerous, Aloy. Their power must be respected. But I will be beside you. Aloy, a machine's coming. Crouch and follow me into the tall grass.
Okay, just don't break wind now, okay?
There. Now stay low.
Little one.
No, Aloy. Such machines are called watchers. You must learn to avoid their gaze. If you are to survive in the wilds, I will show you. Listen close and do as I do. Stay still. Wait for it to pass. Now keep low and follow me across the trail to that tall grass. Oh, another one. Let it pass. Come, back this way. The slower you move, the quieter you'll be. And crouched walking is quieter than upright. Wait for it. That's the last of them. Let's move on. You did well. They didn't see or hear you. Now stay close. That herd should be just ahead.
Who's that?
Ignore him.
But why's he up there? He's smiling at us.
Deb! Get back where you belong! Deb! Where are you?
Ignore him. We are outcasts, and he is of the tribe.
Maybe he doesn't like the tribe.
And he is a fool. Come now. Let's find that herd. Follow. There. See them? These are called striders. Ha! Get!
Why'd you chase them off?
To show you how some machines startle easily if they detect you and run away. They're best approached by stealth. Don't worry. We'll catch up with them further down the valley. You'll see. Now, I want you to find some rocks that fit the cup of your hand.
Why?
Do as I say, Aloy, and gather the rocks. I will show you how to use them. Those will do.
Hang on, guys.
Follow.
I'll be right back. Okay, guys. Sorry. I'm back. For another... Just for a little bit longer. Like, how many of these am I supposed to collect here?
Aloy, over here. Stop wasting time.
You told me to collect rocks.
Aloy, there's the herd. All right, it's time to throw